going to send it straight on in. Transcendence has to be used here, but Vince, oh, we can climb back up. The one target, you're not going to get a safe hold on. OG goes down. Dragon Strike now in Gesture's direction, but the Dynasty are actually able to spread out and avoid that. And it should be pretty smooth sailing now for Seoul to regain control of the point. Came down. Space now's trying to push forward, but that forces the Transcendence out of Bidoshin, so Space can step back a little bit more. Gesture now sat behind his shield with the Supercharger. Those ults are finally getting drawn out of Seoul Dynasty, but the Gladiators are using them too, and they are behind by a lot. It's 90% and counting now, and Gesture's able to burn Mirror down. It's looking very bad now for the Gladiators to make it back into this round. Amplification Matrix is thrown down though here, and Toby's getting the extra healing value as well. Not going fully aggressive with it. Mirror is doing some pretty impressive things on this Doomfist map, but one pick at a time is not going to be enough.
I mean, they get a Meteor Strike there, connects it one as Birdring and OG and Mirror still alive. The support's pushing through the point, so the Gladiators will be able to flip here. So we'll see if that results in any changes from Seoul Dynasty.
He's on the Tracer. You know, he gets to do what he used to, and you can see that with this composition, the Wrecking Ball, that the Gladiators are trying to be the proactive ones now. They're trying to get aggressive, and with an early pick on Fitz and Bidoshin, it's looking really good. Fitz, for some reason, he goes away from the Hangzhou to the McCree while there's a Wrecking Ball in play. I guess he's hoping for an extra stun to stop him, maybe more to deal with Birdring, but still, it seems like it was tough. It's a patient for the Gladiators, but they're back in control here on the point, and Fitz had nowhere to go. You just don't want to be McCree there. McCree likes to brood on his target from long range and not be stood right in front of him. Birdring and Mirror combine to get the kills here, and the Gladiators are in great shape to push this to a third round. That wall actually maybe hurt Prophet more than it helped him, because the rest of the Dynasty couldn't touch the point.
Yeah, McCree does not want to be in those close quarters.
They do when they set up on the high ground. Mirror wants to get across, and look at he gets the Zarya shield. Immediate immortality field had to be forced out. Unfortunately for Mirror though, Birdring and Chaz fall very quickly on the point. The Gladiators, looks like, Matt, they need a little bit more time to actually get that Doomfist pick before they get trounced.
Yeah, Seoul Dynasty just play that really just never actually comes to fruition. As we can see here from Marvel's POV, it's a nice halt, plus an accretion comes on through. You're able to take the point here for Seoul Dynasty.
Matt, that's not even cleanup. That is absolute playmaking. So filthy. Remember, accretion's an AoE impact, so you can hit two people with it, I'm pretty damn sure.
He gets blown up by Mirror's Doom.
Transcendence in play, but Mirror can still find picks here. Not if he's halted, though. Immediately stunned up again. Looks like accretion connected on the Doomfist, and Mirror's got to be feeling frustrated. This is definitely his pocket pin in midair, and he gets picked off. Perfect counter, perfect way to play against him. And Orisa players, you need to know, you are the kryptonite to so many Doomfists if you can hit those halts properly. Stunning stuff from the Seoul Dynasty. Dominating it and pretty much counter-stratting exactly what the Gladiators were trying to bring.
The Gladiators try a dive composition and does not work there against Seoul.
Chillin almost has an Earth Shatter here. Going to back off. Does get Maywall briefly. Is it enough to catch him? The Zarya bubble even used to try and keep the Reinhardt alive. Oh, he goes aggressive anyway. That's, I get the idea, but maybe he could have saved that for another fight, Matt. That one blows up in their face.
Yeah, you have no option at that point for OG. You're so pushed in. You're fully committed. You have to get past the Orisa shield, and then you may as well just drop the Shatter. You know you're going to die. Gladiators contesting again. That's why Gesture uses his Supercharger as OG goes into the drink. They lose Mirror too, as Seoul Dynasty will be able to take this first point.
All right, the Gladiators need to reset properly here. OG goes down early in two fights where you really need to keep him alive. The first has to go for a reload. They already got nano boosted. OG quickly realizes he doesn't want to deal with the Electric Cowboy, but Birdring's able to find him. He pushes up a little more, and the Gladiators switch up their style. They go for the Reaper. They want to play even more closer, even more aggressive. And Prophet actually has to ice block. He's done. There's no way he'd get away now. And once the cracks start to appear in the setup here for the Seoul Dynasty, that's when the Gladiators really can push just straight up behind him. It's not subtle. I mean, Mirror's down there. Fitz is going to go for the Deadeye. He gets a free reload and a kill on a Doomfist, and he's not complaining.
And Prophet's going to use the Blizzard. He'll connect with Big Goose OG in a lot of trouble as well. They end up using the grab here. Space tosses it in, and you're going to use a Death Blossom too. This signals that you're going to see changes from the Gladiators. You lose OG here at the end. Mirror just diving in. He'll have a Meteor Strike for the next fight, but they use some of those big ults. You think maybe we see some changes here for the Glads. The grab, it didn't really get much of anything with it, as Prophet will freeze up Space. He'll take him out. You see how aggro the Gladiators have to do to make any play happen is they do push on forward, but look, everybody's so weak. Marvel takes out one with his Gravitic Flux. Birdring, he'll be dealt with rather quickly, and although the Gladiators push forward, they get the actual free when you're going to be playing the Doom and the Reaper. I just don't think you can do it, especially now that you try and match with the double shields.
Well, not when you have Fitz being given a ton of space, right, to work. Space is actually, the player has to switch over now towards the Orisa Sigma setup because they realize what they're trying to play is not working. Better late than never, Matt, but they've lost so much progress in this map from playing a composition that Seoul just had all figured out. The Dynasty get across the line with a minute 15 on the clock to spare.
Well, the issue...
Mira looking for a wall. Okay, drop in here, but Ocean goes for the Transcendence immediately. That just values the Immortality. Transcendence and Immortality feel both used there, but cleverly, Ocean still gets extra value by pushing forward now. And once more, the thing with Meteor Strike is, Matt, it's hella obvious, right?
Yeah, we'll see from Bedosian's POV. Some nice shots there on the Shaz. So good to see Bedosian back in action here this year with Seoul Dynasty.
Back on the bridge, he's able to find two, and a nano boost committed to OG doesn't come up with the goods. It has to be a Graviton Surge for space. It feels like it took him, Matt, a long time to get here and get this ultimate ready. Only, 3 minutes to get that Graviton Surge, but he found it.
But it's not really like on him.
OG was able to get away, but only just before. Mira gets a Zarya bubble after he dives in, so it's actually just to let him get out alive. Who didn't get a bubble was OG, though, and he was fully committed. He didn't have the luxury of getting out with Seismic Slam like Mira did. So he drops. So Mira now really needs to double down on some of these kills. He'll maybe just wait the Transcendence out. Bedosian in trouble. Yep. One little flick there. It was almost impossible to see. Primary fire from Mira finished the kill off. He didn't have to use another key cooldown, and now they can clean up the fight.
So that'll be the payload continuing to move for the Gladiators, and if you're going to use the Zarya bubble on Mira...
Doesn't look like it. Rally is in play. Mira trying to get through the shield, but Gesture definitely sidesteps, gets on the other side of that little bubble, and he's alive. He's happy, but Mira was able to push back in. Toby and Prophet go down in the meantime, and Shaz is just keeping everyone topped up. Accretion does connect. Into the sky goes Marvel, and he is very low on health. The Gladiators get through, Matt. They get a time extension. They're in this.
A minute and 50. And no ultimates here, though. Fitz comes down. He's actually able to take out two throws. He had Prophet on Tracer. Blizzard coming up here for Seoul Dynasty.
Supercharger down preemptively here. Attempted LOS here for the Gladiators. Yep, they're going to try and flank Marvel. Gravitic Flux holds OG in place, but it gets Marvel charged. They can't touch, though. No chance for the Gladiators to keep the round going in the Seoul.
Anyway, I was told you weren't coming back.
I thought about it. But then I realized that I'm getting paid to do this, so I'm just going to stay. You know?
True.
Tough decision, of course. Had a lot of pros and cons to weigh. But look at this. The Dynasty have made their way in with a heck of a lot of time. It's been the Orisa Sigma composition that the Gladiators have had to deal with. And a nano boost here on the Mira just to get him in. Space, though, doing the real good work, getting rid of that Immortality field. And that will stop the car in its tracks.
Oh, a Transcendence here from Bedosian?
Why? He ended up on top of the building out in the open. I mean, the Transcendence, like, let's be honest, it didn't really give a lot of value.
A solo Blizzard here on OG on the high ground is... This is devolved into chaos rather quickly.
Yeah, whatever it is, Matt, though, it is working. They're making their way through. And, yeah, it sounds like my audio is finally fixed, so God bless. Big shout out to our tech.
Win some of these. It'll be a Deadeye from Fitz trying to open things up as Prophet ends up falling, so no push going on now.
Deadeye there as well, used by Fitz. I'm pretty sure he just had to pull the plug on that one and get the heck out. Space, I mean, the closer he gets to another Grav, Matt, that's the real stopper ultimate here. Now they have Grav and they have that Blizzard combo. Reinhardt also looking to get big shatters inside this one.
A Blizzard. Oh, you've trapped OG, though. He's in a real tough spot. Halt, plus the Maywall. You freeze him. There's Zenyatta in there as well. Is that the pick to get the car moving again for Seoul Dynasty?
Marvel, Accretion, doesn't find it, but yeah, here's an opening. Bird rings down. Now they can step up with a bit more confidence. With Big Goose out of the picture, there's nobody to stop this May, and they will push forward. Marvel taking a bit of a power nap here, but why not? Burn enough calories in the last.
In the grab, and you don't get a fight win. Prophet with a Maywall up to the high ground. Walls off Mirror. Deadeye coming in from Fitz on the backside. He'll take Mirror out. Gravitic Flux. Everybody goes up. Everybody comes down into a Blizzard. As Seoul Dynasty complete the map, as, man, the Gladiators both support.
Okay, oh, nice! Mira punches the wall. Who's the filthiest one of all? Toby goes down early, nailed into the wall. And yeah, Prophet's not going to survive much longer. This time, Mira gets the first pick. It seems like that's something you can always count on. But this time, the rest of the Gladiators were there to capitalize. And that is beautiful. Great execution. Not an easy point to open up, Matt, but they have done just that.
Yes, they don't expect Mira to be all the way on the flank. He comes around, uncontested, able to get an early pick off. And
Mira just playing out of line of sight of the Sigma here, but needs to still be wary of the Hyperspheres. He gets an Nano Boost this time. Where does he go? Marvel gets hit by that one. There's a follow-up there from Space. And again, Mira is the tip of the spear, and the follow-up is there. I don't really think Prophet wants to be on the payload right now, but he got knocked there, and he's got no choice. Mira gets the cleanup. He gets the glory moment. He gets the Tetley drop, and now he's back on the card.
But the Gravitic Flux comes in early here from Marvel.
Yeah, it's just to get them out, but it only catches OG, who doesn't obviously really care about that one. Earth Shadow doesn't get much, but again, it's hard to find those big shadows against double shield. OG is going to go for a little bit more of a direct approach. He gets the charge in, and now the Gladiators, they're showing signs of life, and they are looking well ahead of the curve. Can they catch Prophet with this Meteor Strike? No, Mira's just going to try and get rid of the Supercharger. That makes sense. He'll pay for it, though, with his life, and that's not the trade you're looking for if you're the Gladiators here. You've already committed so many ultimates, and you're going to go for even more. It's good money after bad. Fits, Deadeye, finds space. But there was a grab in there, too, somewhere, Matt, and that feels awful. 3 key ultimates. No. OG's caught in that one. I don't think you see any investment here from the Gladiators. Mira's also not going to get out of this one. Prophet trying to make sure he's standing on the right side of the wall if Mira throws it up, but there is none. Immortality field. Oh, Bird Ring comes in with a quick double here. I don't know if that's going to be enough to break this. It's 4. It is enough. He gets 2 with the Death Blossom, and that's not when you're expecting it as Seoul. That is just an individual going for a play and hoping it works out. I'd be shocked if that was to get a safe Blizzard. There's no worry about Diva here, so we can actually throw this one down range if he wants to. Wall goes up, trying to go for the freeze, and he's forced to fortify already on Gesture. Mirror up in the air now. It's going to be that Immortality field. Does a lot of work. Okay, finally, Prophet has to go with the Blizzard. Mirror's able to save his. That clock, though, is still doing. Here we are. Graviton Surge. OG Shatter as well. All the ultimates being used here in the Seoul Dynasty, but there's nothing they can really do. Even with the Transcendence in play, Toby, the burst damage was provided by OG to make sure that that kill was confirmed. There's still 2 players up for Seoul, but they are a long way away from the card.
Moving,
the Gladiators are going to run this in now. Okay, we have a Diva back already. Classic stall from the golden years of Overwatch when you can have 5 Divas. Marvel going to try and step up here and prolong this one for as long as he can, and frankly, it looks pretty good. Fits, well, Mira actually goes for an ice block there. Card gets home, only just though, and what we saw from the Gladiators, they had the Doomfist and the Reaper are there. Gesture gets knocked back though, and it's a wide flank coming out now from Marvel, who wants to get in position, but Toby falls to a Fire Strike. Birdring got rid of the Immortality field. Marvel's able to find Shaz, but OG charges across the point, and he's in a great position to get hammer value. Looks for a shatter, doesn't find anyone, but only 3 players are left for Seoul, and they're low on health. Prophet gets a bit of health back, but he's down. Fitz trying for a Deadeye against 4. It ain't gonna happen, Chief.
That'll be a
open to face the heat from the amplification matrix, and Mira is down. Matt, you said Draw City. Looking more like Quick Draw City out here as Mira just got suspended in midair. Birdring is in trouble. They tried to keep him alive. I think Shaz Nano boosted him, but he was already at half health, and yep, looking like we're going to have a draw. Deadeye here from Fitz just to cover over, and all the ults are there for Seoul Dynasty. That is a crushing result for the Gladiators.
Yeah, when you lose that first fight for the
quite an important little trick. Fitz is down there. Birdring's finally found that kill he was looking for, and Jaru has a pretty safe position to play here. That Blizzard was wishful. I'm not really sure who Seoul were trying to catch with that one, but Prophet doesn't find his mark either way. And Jaru is able to sit here comfortably, just getting that damage down. And you don't want to be here as your Marvel. It will be the Gladiators able to push on and take this point now. And hey, they bring in Transcendence into this next fight. Dragon Strike there as well. If they're going to snowball this round, it's going to happen in this next fight.
Prophet gets, if you have Birdring get a kill with this Pulse Bomb.
Step up and challenge though. There's going to be a Dragon Strike available for Fitz as Big Goose goes now for that rally. Fitz is forced to back away. Gesture went down as soon as he put that Supercharger down. What a weird sight, just seeing those 2 bongos sat next to each other. But the kill still came from Prophet and Marvel in the backside of the fight. Prophet overcommitting there perhaps a little bit on the Birdring, but it don't matter because Fitz and Toby are there to rescue.
Yeah, as it looks like this will be a hold for Seoul Dynasty as Fitz connects 2 towards the end. So get used to it. Let's take a look here from Fitz's POV. Let's get the Storm Arrows down on the Shaz and then picks up 1 more.
Clean, very clean that last one on the Jaru as he came past. Not an easy shot. Birdring, of course, also going away. Birdring holding onto that Pulse Bomb still. But Prophet might have caught a couple people here. Immediately heads turned in his direction, though. 3 Gladiators players didn't feel great about that. And Prophet, he loses his Blizzard there to Kinetic Grasp, but it might not matter. He's still able to respond and get the headshot on space. More freezes, more freezes, he says. I make a world of ice out of you, and the Gladiators struggling to deal with that pressure. It's just Birdring now, and yeah, he's being supercharged, but he gets halted in and taken down, and that will be no point B take for the Gladiators. They'll have to settle for just the 1 point. And that puts them in dire straits here. Birdring is still alive, and he's making sure that everyone knows it. Can't find Bidosin, no good response from Toby to keep him alive, but the lack of healing on Prophet really hurt him. Jester's trying to back around a corner here, fortified and staying alive, but only Justin. The Gladiators look like they've started this one off well. I mean, there is draw potential here, and even a map win if they can get it.
Marvel comes back on D.Va. Maybe he thought that was winnable, just trying to get...
Set that up with an M Matrix. Again, like we saw in Eichenwald, force the Gladiators to stand out in the open. Pulse Bomb, that got rid of Toby's immortality field. Prophet took a lot of damage from that though as well, and they've lost their support. So, as the Dynasty have tried to make their way up the stairs, there's people like, playing down on the point and picking off the supports.
Yes, OG was set up on the high ground there as they try and get a trade here as Jaru falls. OG falls as well, as now Seoul Dynasty has an advantage.
Gravitic Flux catches Marvel. That should get rid of him. Oh, he drops into the Transcendence just in time. He actually gets healed as he falls. Otherwise, he would have died because he was down to less than half health.
He had an immortality field there as well.
Yeah, Shaz down in the Seoul Dynasty. Now they're starting to make the Gladiators sweat just a little bit more. They'll have this point A. They'll have a decent amount of time to hit point B and some key ultimates to help crack it open. All they need is one tick to win the series.
You have an automatic win there.
Gravitic Flux. Everyone comes down. It's a mess, but Space gets caught out. That's one down. 5 players now remain on the Gladiators here. Gesture was being hunted down, but he was sat on top of a mega health pack, and the Dynasty have just broken their way through. The Gladiators knew it would be a long slog to try and hold out, but they didn't even know it would be this hard. The Seoul Dynasty have broken through. They were denied on Eichenwald, but it will not be